The young man stabbed to death as he played table tennis at a youth center in Brixton was targeted in an appalling and premeditated attack, detectives said today. The 23-year-old, named locally as Glendon Spence, was murdered last night by two men who ran into the Marcus Lipton Community Centre and stabbed him twice in front of horrified youngsters. Medics battled to save him, but he died at the scene in Minet Road 45 minutes later at around 7:3 p.m. He is the 13th person to be murdered in London this year. Today a police cordon was in place around the community centre, which hosted an anti-knife crime summit last year with guests including the Met Police Assistant Commissioner Martin Hewitt. Police and detectives at the crime scene in Lambeth. Nigel Howard, the victim's father, was too distraught to speak when he visited the scene last night. A relative said, "It hurts me to hear this because he is young, only 23. He promised to come over my house in the future, but now there is no future for him." Detectives are understood to be keeping an open mind about the motive for the attack, and there are no indications so far that it was gang-related. Young man, 23, stabbed to death in South London, but locals today said violence on the Loughborough estate in Brixton was spiralling out of control. Pastor and community campaigner Lorraine Jones, whose 20-year-old son Dwayne Simpson was stabbed in Brixton in 2014. Said, "The police were called. They tried to do CPR with a defibrillator. The ambulance came and pronounced him dead." Pastor Jones, who lives nearby, said the youth club was one of only two in the area serving around 8,000 children. She added, "They are under pressure right now. There should be maximum support for the workers to expand and strengthen what they are doing for young people." The street is where 18-year-old rapper Latwan Griffiths was attacked before being dumped at the side of the road in Camberwell last July. In 2012, 15-year-old Junior N.K. Well was stabbed to death on Loughborough estate. Samira Hussain, 35, said she had stopped her young boys going to the Marcus Lipton Centre over fears for their safety. She said, "I stopped them going to the centre. I was really scared. There are some good activities there, but it has been getting rough. It was only a matter of time." Don Riley, 61, said, "I saw the blue flashing lights of the police, and oh, here we go again. There have been loads of stabbing and fights around here. It's definitely getting worse. It's out of control. We don't want to let our kids out. The people who run the centre are nice, but they are up against it." Another local resident, Maxine Bogues, said, "We are worried that our children are going to go out and not come back. You think you're growing your son for someone else to take him away." Detective Chief Inspector McNorman, who is leading the murder inquiry, said, "This was an appalling attack on a young man in a youth centre, a place where he was entitled to feel safe. All the early indications are that this attack was premeditated and targeted." He appealed for young people who were in the centre, before, during or after that attack, to come forward, adding, "Sadly, many young people present would have witnessed what unfolded. Many of them will be shocked and traumatized by what they saw and perhaps fearful of potential reprisals if they speak to police. I would urge them to get in touch." Scotland Yard said there were no arrests after last night's fatal stabbing. Witnesses can contact Crime Stoppers anonymously via 800-555-111 or give information online via the Fearless website. More about crime, Brixton.